Hey, welcome back to Vintage on Vintage. I'm Steve, and today we are doing another SGC submission, preview and reveal video. So, you know how this one works, right? I'm going to share my cards with you guys. I will make my guesses. Feel free to guess with me, and then we'll send them off to SGC, and we'll see what they think. So, let's flip the camera and take a look at the cards we're sending in. Okay, so this video, it's 10 cards. They're all baseball, all vintage baseball. The first one I'm going to turn in is this 1955 Henry Aaron. This card is a bit beat up, as you can see. It's got some issues on the corner, and it does have some paper loss on the back. I picked this up, and then about 2 months later, I picked up a better version that I ended up grading, and it came back a 2. This one, I want to get it graded. I intend to sell this card, and I think it'll still come back a 1 with this paper loss. But I just want to get it graded because I think it'll be easier to sell in a slab. So that's the first card I'm going to turn in. The next card I'm going to turn in is, what I want to do is I want to break this 56 Jackie Robinson out, and I want to resubmit it. I've done that in the past, and I've had varying success. This one came back authentic, and it came back authentic altered, but they didn't tell you why, so it wasn't trimmed. I think what some people commented was that it may have been at some point, in a press down sleeve, and that may have caused it to get altered. But, I would love to get a grade on this card. I thought it was a 2, even a 1. So I'm going to crack this thing out and resubmit it and take a shot at it. And if it comes back authentic again, then, I'm just going to have to live with it. It's still a beautiful card. I love this card, but, I would love to see it actually get a grade. Next card I am turning in is the 1974 Nolan Ryan. This one of my favorite pitchers. Love the way it looks like you're in the batter's box and he's coming right at you. This one's in pretty good shape. Centering's a little off left to right. Corners are, they're decent. I'm going to guess this is going to come back. I'm going to guess a 5. Could be a 4, could be a 6, but I'm guessing a 5 on this Nolan Ryan. Sticking with the 74s, I'm going to turn in this beautiful Jim Palmer also. This right up here is just really on the holder, not on the card. I have some dirty holders, I apologize. But this card is much better centered than the last one. Like the Ryan, it looks like he's getting ready to drop a curveball on you, but I love this card. I'm a big Jim Palmer fan. This guy is so underrated. So yeah, I would love to see, I think this is a 6, maybe even a 7. I would love to see it come back in a 7. But I'm going to guess a 6 just because, SGC does tend to be a little tough with their grading. So 1964 Ernie Banks. Look at this bad boy. This one's pretty well centered, and it's a really cool picture of Ernie. It's a young Ernie still. The back, not too bad. Just a cool card. I want to get Ernie turned in. I'm thinking a 4 for Ernie. 4.5. That's what my guess would be for Mr. Banks. 1966 Bob Gibson. This is a really sharp picture of Bob, and the centering on the card is pretty solid. Corners are a little soft, but it's a really nice card. I think it's gonna come back between a 4 and a 5. I would love to see it come back at a 5, but that's a cool picture of Gibson. I'm excited to have that one, get that one slabbed. Here is the 1969 Brooks Robinson that I picked up not too long ago, and this card is just sharp. It's really sharp. Centering solid. Corners are looking pretty good. The back's really solid. I would love to see, I think it's going to come in the 6 to 7 range. I'd love to see a 7 on this card for Mr. Robinson. Sticking with the 69s, here's another really sharp card. This is that beautiful Gaylord Perry in the white lettering. This card is really well centered. Has some fantastic corners. The back looks really sharp. I'm hoping that this one comes back in a 7 to an 8. That's what I think. This is just that good a card. I think it should be minimally a 7, potentially an 8. Next card up is the 1959 Roberto Clemente that I shared with you guys a while back. This was the one I told you I probably overpaid for it, but it's a pretty sharp card. When you look at the corners on that card, they're pretty sharp. Centering's a little off left to right. Back's pretty solid. I'd like to see a 5 to a 6 on this card, but it could also come in a 4. It's 4, 5, or 6 is the range, but I'm hoping for a 5 to a 6 on Mr. Clemente. And the last card I'm turning in, and the one I'm most excited about in this submission, to be quite honest with you, is that Nolan Ryan that I picked up on that 74 or 75, set that I bought. This card is one that I've wanted for a while, and this card is beautiful. Like, the picture and coloring is fantastic. The centering is slightly off left to right, and then in the back, it's slightly off also from the left to right perspective. But it is, this is as good as I think it gets for these cards. I would love to see an 8 here. I think it's a 7 minimally, 7.5. Would love to see this thing come back in an 8. It's a cool card. I can't wait to get this one in a slab. All right, so there you have it. Those are the cards I'm turning in. The next time you hear my voice, it'll be because the cards are back and we'll be able to share the grades. Until then, just hang tight. We'll talk to you soon. The cards are back. As always, I haven't looked at them, but I have taken them out of the packaging to save us some time. I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous and really excited about this one. I think there's some really nice cards in this submission, and I'd love to see, I'm hoping to see some solid grades. So let's check it out. First one is that second year, 1955, Henry Aaron. You can see it's got all this paper loss up here. I was hoping for a 1. The goal on this is I want to be able to sell this thing. And I think it'll sell easier in a slab. So let's see what they said about this card. And they gave it the 1. So the front of this card is really sharp. That's a really nice looking card for a second year Aaron. So I'm happy with that. That's what I was hoping I would get. Okay, here's the first of the nervous ones. This is that Jackie Robinson, the 56 Robinson I turned in. Actually, I cracked it out and resubmitted it. It was an authentic. I'm hoping this time around, maybe SGC decided to give it a grade. Let's see what they did. Nope. They gave it the authentic altered, same thing they gave it last time. So I guess I'm just going to have to live with that. It's still a beautiful card. I think it was just because it was in a press down, I'm telling you, which I find a bit disappointing from that perspective. But the card itself is gorgeous, and it's a Jackie, and I've got it for my collection. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so now we're starting to get into some of the other cards. This is the 74 Nolan Ryan. This is one of my favorite cards of his. I love the picture where he's throwing the ball. I think, for this one, it was in pretty good shape, and I think I was shooting for 5. So let's see what they gave Mr. Ryan. Oh, they gave him a 5.5. Okay, that's fair. I was thinking it was a 5. Outside shot at a 6. So looks like they agreed with me. Cool card. Really cool card. Glad to have that one finally slabbed. Staying with the 74s, the next one up is the Jim Palmer. This one I thought was in better shape. I was thinking a 6 to potentially a 7 on this card for Mr. Palmer. So let's see what SGC thought. Yeah, excellent. A 7. Loving that. Loving that. It's a cool looking card. All right. Here's the 64 Ernie Banks. This card's really well centered and you know, in pretty good shape. I was thinking a 4 to a 4.5 on this card. Let's see what they gave Mr. Banks. Okay, they gave him a 5. Look at that one. Sweet card. Really excited about that one. That's a nice grade. Okay, next up is the Bob Gibson, right? This is a 66 Gibson. The picture on this, the back's really centered pretty well. Got a little bit of a ding here. The picture is really sharp. The centering's pretty good. The corners are a little bit soft. So I think I was hoping for a 5 for Mr. Gibson. It was a 4 to a 5, but I was hoping I'd get the high end. Let's see what they thought. Okay, look at that. Yeah, we're pretty much spot on these things. That is such a good looking picture. Really excited. All right, these last 4 are some of the big ones that I thought could grade pretty well. This is the 69 Brooks Robinson. You know, I think this card is really sharp. I was hoping for, I thought a 6 to a 7, but I was leaning towards a 7 with Mr. Robinson. So let's see what they gave Brooks. Yes, they gave him the 7. That's a good looking card. This one brings me back to my childhood. You know, this is 69, first sets I ever remember grabbing. That is a sweet card. Next one up is the Gaylord Perry, same year. This is the white letter. You know, I thought this was better, although I just noticed there looks like there's some sort of mark there over the number that I hadn't seen before. I was hoping that when I first turned this in, I thought it was a 7 with a shot at an 8, but I got to be honest, I did not notice that. So that could hold it back a bit. Let's see what they gave Mr. Perry. Oh, they gave him a 5. Okay. Boy, I don't see much of a difference between that and the Robinson other than this back here. So that is something that I missed. But still a great card. White letter Perry, you know, they're hard to find. So I'm okay with that. It is what it is. Last 2 cards. They're the 2 big ones, I think, in the submission. The 59 Roberto Clemente, that, you know, this one a little bit off on the centering, but it's a pretty sharp card. I was hoping for a 5 to a 6 with Mr. Clemente. Okay, we got a 4.5. You know, that's still a really solid grade for a 59. I'm not going to complain about that. I think I was getting a little greedy, but look at that card. It looks really sharp in this picture, so pretty happy with that one. And here's the last card of the submission, and it's the 1975 Nolan Ryan that, you know, I thought this was a 7 to an 8. I thought I had a really good shot at an 8, which is hard to do for these cards. I think, you know, 7, 7, 5, 8. Let's see what they say. 7.5. Okay. I mean, that's a sweet grade. A 7.5 for a 1975. I was hoping I could squeak an 8, but I'm not going to complain about a 7.5. That is it's a beautiful card, a really beautiful card. This card was the reason I bought the entire set, because I just thought this was a really sweet card. I wanted to have this one to the collection. This is such a hard card to find without chips. So, you know, there you have it. That was what I thought was a really solid submission. Like these 2 cards, really pleased with both of them. I think, you know, they're 2 that I've wanted in the collection for a while. Anyway, as always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. Until we meet again, stay safe, keep collecting, and we'll talk soon.